Hey guys, what is going on? It is Gear and here, and in today's video, we are going to be reviewing Fairy Tail episode 20. Sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoy this video. So, this video will be a very interesting video because it's going to be a roller coaster of emotions and it's a flashback to the past for Natsu's childhood. So, this involved Natsu and the dragon egg. So, I hope you enjoy this video. So what happened at the beginning of episode 20? Well, it was showing Natsu, Happy and Lucy at a river lake. It looks like Natsu and Happy were fishing and they dragged along Lucy because Lucy was getting really stuck on her novel that she was creating. So Natsu decided to drag her out and take her to the river so that they could go fishing. Of course, Lucy was questioning why it had to be fishing, but Happy was just so hyped up to catch some fish. After a while and after a couple of funny moments, it looks like Natsu actually caught a very big fish, and after he caught it, Happy was over the moon. He was so happy, so thrilled that he was going to eat such a giant fish, and he was just over the moon. But as soon as he was celebrating, as soon as he turned his back for one moment, Natsu instantly cooked the fish, and it looked like Happy went really angry towards Natsu because he was saying, "Why did you cook the fish? The fish is best raw. Why did you cook it?" And Natsu said, "Well, it is best cooked raw. Well, it is best cooked, so why would I not cook it?" So that caused a little bit of a rift between them both because Happy wanted it raw, Natsu wanted it cooked. So they both got angry at each other and Natsu said, "Well, if you don't like it, well, go catch your own fish because this is my fish then." So then Happy, being a little bit of a dramatic cat, he of course stormed off saying, "Well, that's fine, we are no longer friends." And even Lucy was saying, "This isn't a sports drama, so why are you acting like that?" And then Lucy decided to talk to Natsu saying, "Are you not going to chase after him?" And Natsu was being a little kid saying, "No, I'm not going to chase after him. Why do I have to chase after him?" And then Lucy said, "Well, if you keep acting like this, no girls will like you." And that triggered a memory to Natsu because apparently he saw a young person in front of him when Lucy said that. And then as soon as he stood up and Lucy was saying, "Oh, you're going to go after him now," Natsu showed in a very angry way for Lucy to shut up. Even though Lucy didn't take it to heart because she was saying, "Okay, what's going on? Why were you so angry with what I said?" So she was a little bit confused at the moment and Natsu just stormed off. Then it went to Lucy back at the guild. She went to the archive room where all the old documents are of the guild, and it looks like Mira Jane was also sorting out some of the old documents, and Lucy decided to lend her a hand as a very helpful guild member. So as they were sorting through the various files and old documents, Mira Jane was talking to Lucy and Lucy was talking to Mira Jane about the incident that happened about Natsu and Happy, and Mira Jane was saying that even though it isn't like it is very childish, you still like it, don't you, Lucy? And let's just say after Lucy heard that, she just tripped off the ladder and loads of documents, books came flying downwards. So then as she was trying to get back up from the pile of books behind her, she picked up a picture by accident, and in that picture it showed a dragon, Natsu as a young kid, Elfman, Grey, Erza, Mira Jane, everyone as a little kid. And Lucy was a little bit confused because she was saying, "Who is this dragon? Where did it come from?" And Mira Jane confirmed that that was Happy. So apparently Happy was drawn as a baby dragon, and then after Lucy was surprised to see that that was Happy, Mira Jane just gave Lucy a little bit of history about Happy and his origins. So then Mira Jane starts to talk about the past. What happened after that? Well, it looks like Mira Jane was talking about the past, so it went to when everyone was little kids. Natsu and Grey used to be, they are very small and they look very cute as small kids. And whenever they saw each other when they were young, they were always fighting no matter what, no matter where they were, no matter what they were doing. If they saw each other even once as little kids, they would fight each other. And then who would stop those fights? Well, it'll be none other than the young Erza, because even though they were young, Erza was still too OP at the time, so Natsu and Grey didn't even stand a chance to fight her, even when they was 2v1. So they both calmed it down, and let's just say that was interesting to see Natsu and Grey still have that rivalry even to this day, because it's been so many years, but yet they still have that bitter rivalry. Then it went back to the guild, and it looks like we are introduced to Mira Jane as a young kid, and it looks like she was a sort of a rebel because she would always pick a fight with Erza. Yes, Erza. So Mira Jane and Erza had a little bit of a rivalry back in the young days, and it looks like Mira Jane was really like a rebel and dissing Erza, and Erza was also getting ticked off with it, and she started to talk back to Mira Jane, and they both would start to fight. Now you can't imagine that because Erza is like the solitude person. She always stops a fight and always keeps order in the guild. But whenever Mira Jane came around and started to pick a fight with her, she couldn't hold herself back. She actually was trying to fight Mira Jane, and they both had a little bit of tussles and fights, you could say. And Lucy was very surprised to hear that because the Mira Jane now is so nice, so calm that she would dare pick a fight with anyone. So what changed to why Mira Jane is now like this? Well, we'll find that out in the future, but for now it is a little bit of a mystery. So then, as Mira Jane was still talking about the past, it looks like Lisana is actually introduced as a young kid, and she was introduced for the very first time, and let's just say she was the one that said the quote that if you keep acting like this, girls will never like you. So Natsu was told that as a young kid by Lisana, and for some reason that triggered him. Very weird, yes. So then after that, it looks like everyone went their separate ways, and it looks like Natsu was training himself in the forest, and he was punching a tree, and he pinned onto the tree a picture of Erza and Grey, and he was just punching him, trying to train himself. As he was punching the giant tree, something fell down. A giant dragon-looking egg fell down from the tree, and as it fell down, it landed on Natsu, and Natsu was surprised and happy to see that he actually found a dragon egg. Or so he thought. So after he found the egg, he went back to the guild, he showed it to everyone, everyone was surprised, and he asked Makarov to hatch the egg. And of course Makarov said, no, I cannot catch the egg because there is no magic in this world that can defile life. So you have to make sure you take good care of the egg, bring it with love and care, and that will be how you bring life to it. So then Elsa dumbed it down for Natsu, saying, what you do is you always cause destruction, but this is the first time ever you're going to be bringing something into this world. So this will be a good lesson for you to start taking care of something rather than to destroy it. So then Natsu took on the role of taking care of the egg, and then what happened was, as they were talking, it looks like Lisana jumped in and she said that she will help Natsu rage and hatch the egg, which was very weird considering they were, let's just say, part of different factions, you could say. So it was very weird to see Lisana jump in to help Natsu hatch this egg, but then it was a nice moment to see it as well. Then it went to Lisana and Natsu trying to figure out what they need to do to hatch this egg. Lisana came up with the idea that she would transform into a bird, so she had the takeover spell Animal Soul, where she can transform into any animal, and she transformed into a bird and started hugging the egg with her wings. And it looks like at the same time she was doing that, Elfman, which is completely different to the Elfman we know, Elfman as a kid was so shy and he wasn't very talkative, and he was just missing his parakeet that he apparently lost when he was, let's just say, a little kid. So he wanted to find that, and he was sort of jealous of the egg. So then it went to Lisana and Natsu. Natsu was, let's just say, with Lisana, and they were both trying to keep the egg warm in a park, and they were just talking for a bit. As they were talking, the egg just jumped up out of nowhere, hitting Lisana, so she transformed back to her human form, and Natsu was holding the egg. For some reason the egg really liked Natsu, so it wanted Natsu to warm it up, which he did, and they went away to the forest yet again. As they went to the forest, it looks like what they did was they built a home. Natsu tried it first, and let's just say, even though he did a very good attempt, it was made of rock and it was just standing still, so it was gonna fall down sooner or later, and it just fell down right on the floor. So as it fell down, Lisana stepped up saying, fine, don't worry, I shall do it. And she used another animal takeover soul, and she used a rabbit to create a straw house. So it looks like she created a straw house, and they both started living in it as mother and father, because Lisana was comparing them to mother and father, like Lisana's the mother, Natsu's the father, and the egg is their kid. So they were one big happy family, and they had to take care of their child, which was a very interesting way to put it. And you could tell this is going to be the start of the Natsu and Lisana sort of canon relationship, so it was very interesting to see that. So then as the episode went on, it looks like they were both just trying to hatch the egg. Natsu showed Lisana where he found the egg, and it looks like Lisana was, let's just say, surprised that he found it. But before they could talk anything else, a giant sort of ape came from behind him and started to attack him. Natsu, being the father, said, Lisana, you don't come any closer, as I am the father of this family. I shall fight this battle. So he fought this battle without using any magic, because his opponent was not using any magic either. So they both fought barehanded, and Natsu, using all of his might, defeated the ape. Then they went back home and they sort of celebrated the victory because it was raining a bit as well, and Lisana went into the tent first saying welcome home, and Natsu was a little bit shy, but he said I'm home. Then it went back to the guild. Mira-jin was, let's just say, trying to look for Lisana. Makao and Wakaba were talking about Natsu and Lisana in the forest raising up that egg, and let's just say Mira-jin was very pissed off when she heard that, because she was thinking Lisana has joined the Erza faction. So it looks like Mira-jin was taking the rivalry between her and Erza very seriously, and it was very funny to see that Mira-jin was sort of like that as a kid. So then it went back to Lisana and Natsu. They were both sleeping inside their tent, and it looks like somebody stole their egg. So when they woke up the next morning, somebody stole the egg that they were trying to hatch. And when they went back to the guild to start questioning everyone, Erza and Mira-jin got into a little bit of a heated conversation where they were both saying, you stole the egg, no, you stole the egg. So they were blaming each other for stealing the egg. Just as they were talking, it looks like somebody came up from behind them, and it was Elfman that actually took the egg, because he was seeing Natsu tossing and turning, letting go of the egg, and he was worried that he might damage it, so he took the egg to protect it. So he was a very good guy, even though they were very pissed at him at the beginning. After hearing his reasoning, they were saying, oh, thank you very much, Elfman, and they just took back the egg. As they took it back, it started to hatch. And as it was hatching, everyone was coming around saying, oh, what is it? Is it going to be a dragon? Is it going to be something else? And then as it was hatching, it actually showed that egg was actually Happy. So a baby version of Happy came forth from the egg, and it started to fly like let's just say a newborn baby. And it was very cute to see Happy as a little baby, and let's just say it was a very happy moment for the guild, because even though before it was a very tense, very aggressive atmosphere, then it just changed. As soon as Happy was born, it changed to a very happy, light atmosphere where everyone was smiling. So they decided to name the little cat Happy, and that is the origins and the birth of Happy. So that was an interesting story to see about Natsu and Happy, and even Lisana. Even though we don't know too much about Lisana, it was nice to see Natsu and Happy's origins of where they first met. So after hearing about that, Lucy was, let's just say, talking to Mira-jin for a bit, and Mira-jin was called by Master before she could ask who is Lisana and where is she now. Just as she was saying that, Natsu decided to remember the times about Lisana and about how he's supposed to be a father to Happy, and he decided to catch a lot of fishes for Happy. So as he saw Happy was trying to fish for his own fishes, he came up from behind him, and as a father he had loads of fishes above him, and he said, Happy, you want to eat them? And let's just say it was a nice moment to see between them both, and it was nice to see that they both made up at the end. It was a very nice episode, a very cool, nice episode, I would say, and let's just say it's going to be the start of the Phantom Lord arc in the next episode, so make sure to subscribe for that, because next episode is going to be a doozy. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to drop me a like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel to join this awesome community that we have on this channel. Thank you guys for watching, take care, and peace.